very good morning to all. Myself, Khushbu Galodia, Assistant Professor, Chemical Engineering Department, LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. My subject is Green Technology and Sustainable Development. In a previous lecture of Green Technology and Sustainable Development, we have seen the concept of cleaner production along with the definition, benefits and comparison of cleaner production with conventional process. Now in today's session we will see CP tools, that is cleaner production tools, and methodology for cleaner production. So let's start with the CP tool. Here, as I said earlier, cleaner production strictly avoids end of pipe treatment. So focus of cleaner production is to reduce the generation of waste at the source itself, either by change in the product, process and services. So it is focused for product, process and services. It is integrated proactive approach towards the any production, right? So let us start with the CP tool. Mainly CP tool is classified into three categories. One is a source reduction, another one is recycling, and third one is a product modification. So start with the source reduction. Source reduction can be possible by two options. One is good housekeeping and second one is process change. So good housekeeping, here I mean try to make a healthy environment at industry by, if some material is simply spilling out in there, some valve is opening, right, without any reason. So by some change in the behavior of operator or any worker, simply we can achieve the healthy environment around the industry, or I can say good workable place. So good housekeeping is a small change in our day-to-day life by some trained operator. So a proper training will be given to a operator. Some attitudes can be changed towards a system so that a healthy environment can be achieved. Here, good housekeeping is not expensive. It is inexpensive process and payback period is very short, right? So there should be a good housekeeping approach for the industry. Second CP tool is a process change. Here, process change can be done by various factors. First one is the change of raw material. Here, change of raw material, I mean change in a non-toxic material, hazardous material. Here, I can say replace the hazardous material or the toxic material by non-toxic material or non-hazardous material. That means use the raw material which is non-toxic in nature, which is non-hazardous in nature, so that whatever the waste is generated after the process, that is also a non-hazardous in nature. Here, change of raw material also focus on the use of raw material which is renewable in nature, which will require lower energy, which will have a lower impact in a environment as well as lower impact on a human, right? Here, change as an example I can give that normal in a conventional bleaching process, chlorine compounds were used. Here, chlorine is very dangerous to human health as well as around the aquatic life as well as the animal, right? But instead of chlorine as a bleaching agent, we can use H2O, which is hydrogen peroxide, as a bleaching agent. So that comes under the category of change of raw material. Now come to the second CP tool, which is better process control. Here, better process control, I mean a change in a process parameter, or I can say optimization of process parameter like pH, temperature, pressure, flow rate, reaction time, etc. so that efficiency can be increased. Moreover, that productivity is get increased and quantity of product is also gets increased. Here, quantity of product is also get increases, that means formation of byproduct and waste is reducing, so that we don't think about the treatment of that waste. And ultimately, goal of cleaner production is the reduction of waste at the source itself. Example of better process control here I can give in the pulping process, that's extension of cooking with NaOH is taking place in the pulping process, right? Another one is equipment modification. Here equipment modification, that means a slight change in an existing equipment so that there will be a huge amount of saving in the waste generation, right? Whatever the spillage is happening, that can be controlled by some equipment modification, right? Example in a pulp and paper industry I can give, that is use of multi-stage vacuum filter for the pulping process, right? So that is a slight equipment modification will conserve the wastage of material. Another is CP tool is a technology change. Here technology change, that means adoption of entirely new concept, new process steps, or some change in the production parameter, so that there will be a less formation of hazardous material, or I can say there will be a less formation of waste as well as emission, right? So slight change in a technology or approach towards some advanced technology will give us the process change, or I can say use of PID, or I can say complete integration of some instrumentation part. So that will also give a huge saving in cost, as well as it will lower down the generation of waste. Now second is recycling. Recycling can be achieved by two ways. One is on-site recovery and reuse, and another one is creation of useful byproduct. On-site recovery and reuse, that means whatever the byproduct is formed, try to reuse that byproduct on its site itself or else somewhere else, so that we don't think about the treatment of that byproduct. Or I can say try to use that byproduct as a useful product. Say for example, extraction of lignin from the black water in a pulp and paper industry. This is the creation of useful byproduct. And third CP tool is the product modification. Here product modification is the most complex part out of this whole CP tool. Why? Because here focus is for the change in the product itself, but it is very difficult. Here, as I can say, product modification, that means CP covers the entire life cycle of any product, right? If product is dangerous or highly persistent in environment, so that there will be adverse effect on environment. So try to produce such kind of product which will have a lower impact on environment, or I can say which is environmental friendly. If some product is hazardous, so slight modification in that product itself will become them as a environmental friendly. So this was regarding a CP tool. Now we'll cover a CP methodology. There are total 6 steps in their CP methodology, which covers total 18 tasks. So step by step we'll start with the first step. Step number 1 is getting started. Here in a step 1, there is a formation and generation of cleaner production audit team, collection of baseline data, collection of all the input data which is required for the cleaner production, right, and try out the survey of that particular site. In a step number 2, analyzing the process step. Here there will be analysis is happening, that means evaluation of all the unit operation. Here in this step 2, we are not detailing study of each and every unit operations. Just here we will gathering the basics information of all the unit operations which is involved in any process, right, and any industry. In a third step, which is generating cleaner production opportunities, that means selection of workable cleaner production opportunities, or I can say options. So here a cleaner production team will try to find out a better cleaner production, all the process, right. And step number 4, selecting cleaner production solution. From the step number 3, Now there will be a screening happening in step number 4. That means based on the feasibility, viability and desirability, right? Based on the profitable concept, based on the cost, based on the availability, based on the environment, one proper solution is selected. In step number 5, implementing cleaner production solution. Based on the feasibility, viability and desirability, one proper techno-economical solution is opted and that is applied in a step number 5. Now in a step number 6, sustainable cleaner production. That means here the role of CP doesn't get over after the step number 5. Here cleaner production also look after the sustainability of that implemented cleaner production also. So now detail we'll see in a stepwise all 6 steps with the 18 tasks. So let us start the cleanup production methodology in a detail. In a step number 1, it is getting started. As I said earlier, the getting started, that means formation of a cleaner production team. So task 1 is make a cleaner production team. Here a cleaner production team should be based on the organization's strength, based on the how big industry is there, right? So here in the team formation, try to incorporate all the representative from all the sections in your industry, right? And a proper involvement of all the representatives should be there. Here only a inside worker will not achieve cleaner production. Some experts help is also required. So some external help, external expert is also included in a cleaner production team. In a task 2, list the process step. So here process steps is listed out, which are the processes is happening in the any process in which cleaner production is going to apply, and what are the basics data are required. And in a task 3, identify wasteful process. Here our main focus is elimination of waste at the production step itself. So in a task 3, here our fixing out our focus for the cleaner production, that where maximum waste is generated or where maximum hazardous waste is there, most harmful waste is generated. So there would be a selection of cleaner production focus in step number 1. Now in a step number 2, there will be a analysis process step. So task 4 is about the process flow chart. After the listing out of step number 1's main focus, now a cleaner production team will assess the flow chart of that process and do the material balance and energy balance of that process, because material balance and energy balance will give you idea about where waste is generated in how much amount and where waste heat is generating, right? So in a task number 5, there is a material and energy balance. In a task number 6, assign count to waste stream. Here assign count to waste stream, that is important, because whenever a cleaner production team is come up with the solution, so there will be a next step is to convince the top management level, and there will be a consideration of how much cost saving will be there, right? So for that parameter, assign a cost to the waste stream. Task number 7 is identify cause of waste. Why waste is generating, that can be identified by the complete evaluation of the flow chart, or I can say flow diagram. So in a step number 2, ultimately we can able to list it out of all the processes waste source. Or I can say all the listing can be possible from the step number 2, where CP team need to focus. Third step is generating cleaner production opportunities. In a task 8, what is the develop a CP opportunities, that is from all the causes of waste generation. Now try to find out the options for that, including a good housekeeping also, right? So develop all the CP opportunities that can be workable or that cannot be workable. So first try to list out all these developed CP opportunities. In a task 9, now we will select a workable opportunities. From the workable and non-workable opportunity that we have listed out in a task 8, now in a task number 9, we will select the workable opportunities that can be applied, right? Some cases are there in which we cannot apply our resource reduction, right? So in a task number 9, we'll find out the workable opportunity. So listing of cleaner production opportunity. Now step number 4 will come, which is selecting cleaner production solution. From this all the workable solution, now we'll find out a best possible solution. So that will happen in step number 4. First, task number 10 is technical feasibility. First, after all the possible cleaner production possibilities, technical feasibilities can be found out. Then economic feasibility will be checked out in step number 11. Then in step number 12, environmental aspect is also evaluating, but obviously here we are applying cleaner production, so there will be a environmental friendly technology also, but when we need to think about consideration of environmental aspects also. Finally, in the task number 13, we'll find out a proper solution by considering technical, economical and environmental aspects. Now, listing out the cleaner production solution, in step number 5, we will implement the cleaner production solution to the process. So step number 14 is prepare for implementation, right? What are the changes is required to implement the cleaner production opportunities? In a task number 15, we will implement cleaner production. How? By changing some product modification, by changing the raw material, by changing the process parameter, or so on, XYZ. Now in the task number 16, we will monitor and evaluate the result. If we applied the CP, then our role is also to monitor and also to evaluate whatever the results that we are getting from our applied concept. Finally, after the successful implementation, the most important steps come, which is step number 6. Here mostly people are thinking that role of cleaner production is up to the step number 5, after only implementation of cleaner production. No, it's not that. Here, moreover, the application of cleaner production, sustainability is equally important. So in step number 6, we'll maintain a cleaner production. So sustainable cleaner production solution should be think out, and whether this can be applied to some else where or not, that can be checked out, and sustainability will be there in a step number 6. So this was regarding a today's session of CP tool and CP methodology. Thank you so much.